Okay guys, CribCraft episode 19 here, and we're actually touring a house I finished today, which came right after my biggest mansion on the world was completed. And I call this my garden house, because there's a garden in the center of the house, and this was actually built before the house, so I had to build the walls, the front and back, around it. So that was an interesting challenge, and I think it came out quite nicely, as you guys will see in a second. But before we actually go in the house, I say we take a look at this beautiful tree made by Don Patchy, and this fountain and front yard art I made, as well as the car I used to go to work and to the Krusty Krab, which you guys might see sometime. And also, it's noteworthy to point out that this is the sitting room that you see as soon as you get into the house. And there's also, what am I trying to say? I've done this like 9 times now, so I'm kind of out of it. But no, these are on the seats that I made on accident, and they look fucking awesome. But if we go into this room right now, this is a game room with pool and a couch. So if you have a pool tournament, you have a place to sit while you're waiting, because you're a loser, because losers wait, winners win. Remember that, kids. Winners win and losers lose. Also, now that we're in the guest bedroom, I can point out that this is one of 2 TVs on the front floor, and this is supposed to be like a hanging TV, like off the wall. And if you press a button, it will retract, but I don't have the button, so I can't show that to you guys. Sorry. And we also have like a small little closet slash just like a closet and a changing area. And this is the garden I was talking about earlier, and this is a pretty serene place. Not very much going on here. But if we go into this hallway, this is where our bathroom is, and it's pretty poppin'. We have a toilet, a bathtub, shower, and a sink. Oh golly, that's just too much for me, guys. I should also mention that this room was I wanted this room to be a lot bigger, because the toilet's in such an awkward place and the tub is, but I think it works out nicely, actually. But let's mosey on down to the living room, and this is the other TV I was talking about, and another one of my couch designs with some shelving in the bookcase. And this is the fireplace where you can roast some s'mores, even though you'd probably roast the marshmallow and make the s'mores. But, you know what, we don't discriminate here at CribCraft. And this is the hallway that leads into the guest bedroom of the house. The only guest bedroom, and the only bedroom other than the master bedroom, which you guys saw downstairs. And this just has a bedroom, a piano, a view of Annie's lobby, and finally, a changing room and/or closet with all the outfits you could possibly want, some matching boobies, and some lingerie, or leather. And while I'm going back through this hallway, I find it noteworthy to mention that I use slab doorways, which is a break from the traditional doorways that you usually see in a house, which I like a lot. And this is just an overhang showing off the garden, because it's the focal point of the house. But now we're in the bathroom, and this is a more extensively detailed bathroom than the first one, because it has toilet paper and magazines. But let's leave that room and go into the observation area, which you can see the backyard, Lake CribCraft, and the sculpture made out of shrubs in the garden. And if we just ignore the kitchen for a second, you'll see the home office where Papa Bear brings home the money so you can buy a PC and Xbox 360 Minecraft. And this monitor is just kind of interesting to point out. It's a design that works if you don't have any paintings or item frames, which is always good. And also, you have to have a double layered wall for this to look the way it does, so just mind yourself of that. But now we have the kitchen, and I like this kitchen a lot. It's small, simple, it has really cool shelving. And there's also an oven for cooking some pork chops, some sinks to wash your hands, and we have a cookbook, a refrigerator, and we have coffee cups or filters, whatever you might want to call them. And then this room, second to last room in the house, actually. This is going quick, guys. It's kind of sad, actually. But this is the dining room. And if you're a good boy and eat all your vegetables, you get to look at the garden, because that's what people do in this house. They just look at the garden and out on the sea. They don't play cards or Monopoly like video games. Except for Minecraft, that's the exception. And this is the last room of the house. It's just kind of acted as a transitional room into the second floor, because there's really no space for like a dining room or a kitchen per se. But with that, I say we go into the backyard, where you get to see the first picnic area, and you get to see the lounge areas that are near the beach for reading and getting some rays. But if you don't want to get some rays, you can go into the garden and take a swim in the fountains. I mean, you might get a bit dirty, but who cares, right? And then this is one of my favorite parts of the house, actually. It's a beach towel for tanning, and I haven't seen this kind of like design anywhere else on the world, or any other one in fact, so I'm happy about that. And then, just kind of side note here, we have the second picnic area, and the second entrance to the backyard. And also, we have a fountain that makes it kind of enhances the ambiance of eating. And then we have a sand structure here that the kids made. And the last part of this house is the dock, where I put all my fancy boats. But they all just happen to be in the shop. And I know, right guys, the day I'm recording, like, there couldn't have been a worse possible timing. But with that, I say we take a look at the back of the house, because this is like one of my favorite backs to the houses I've ever made. And it also reminds me of Ennie's Lobby. If you guys haven't seen that video, you should check it out. But if you don't feel like checking it out, I'm going to link it in the description so you have more incentive to do that. But now that we're back at the front of the house, it means it's that time of the video. Yep, it's time to say goodbye, but I just want to say that we have our Twitter in the description now, so if you want to follow us, you'll receive earlier updates than your subscription box might give you. And if you're new, subscribe. And always, if you like, click that thumbs up button, leave a comment and favorite. This is Drubbing Babies, signing out.